What's up, Star Wars fans? This is Darth Watts, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Thrawn's ending in Ahsoka, which does set up for a Dave Filoni Star Wars movie, which I have been predicting for quite some time now. I've been speculating that Thrawn would return as heir to the Empire in Ahsoka, and Thrawn returned as heir to the Empire. So, a lot of my predictions for Ahsoka came true. And with Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire, it clearly sets up for Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie, especially when Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie titled was leaked Heir to the Empire. And Dave Filoni did confirm that Thrawn is the main villain of the New Republic, so there's quite a bit of evidence to support that Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie title will be titled Heir to the Empire. I believe that Dave Filoni's trying to retell a new version of the Thrawn trilogy that tells what's canon about Thrawn after the events of Return of the Jedi, and what's canon about the New Republic facing Thrawn after the events of Return of the Jedi. And like I said, as well as the Mandalorian crossover Star Wars movie could feature original trilogy characters like Han, Luke, Leia, as well as Lando. It could feature all of that within Dave Filoni's Mandoverse Star Wars movie. Dave Filoni's Mandoverse Star Wars movie will be called Heir to the Empire. I'm betting it's going to be called Heir to the Empire. And with Thrawn's return as Heir to the Empire in Ahsoka, plus Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie is tying into Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, the Book of Boba Fett, and the Mandalorian altogether, that's also quite a bit of evidence that Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie will be called Heir to the Empire. So let's read what the article from the direct.com has to say. So it says here on the top that Thrawn's Ahsoka ending just set up Dave Filoni's Star Wars Mandoverse movie. So let's read what it says here. So it says here that the way Season 1 of Ahsoka ended with Lars Mikkelsen's Thrawn may have teased how the Grand Admiral Thrawn will factor in Dave Filoni's Mandoverse Star Wars movie. Thrawn is the main goal in Ahsoka to escape Peridea and make it back to the known Star Wars galaxy so that he could finally resurrect the Empire and bring back Emperor Palpatine's creations back into power with the help of the Night Sisters, with the Mothers of Dathomir. And it says here that Ahsoka creator and writer Dave Filoni, who will be directing his own Star Wars film, which is the Mandoverse Star Wars film, even started as Thrawn was definitely the main villain in the New Republic era. So Thrawn is the main villain in the New Republic era. It has been confirmed by Dave Filoni himself that Thrawn is the main villain in the New Republic era. So all of this stuff that I said is evidence. All of this stuff I said and all of this stuff that I've seen in Ahsoka with the Mandalorian Ahsoka, plus with Dave Filoni's Mandoverse Star Wars movie, which is already confirmed it'll be tying into the Mandalorian and all of its spin-offs with Skeleton Crew, Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, and the Mandalorian all together, tying into Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie, with Thrawn being mentioned and Thrawn making his successful return to the known galaxy as heir to the Empire. That's quite a bit of evidence to support that Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie will be called Heir to the Empire. Dave Filoni is clearly trying to set up his own Star Wars spin-off trilogy, which is the Thrawn trilogy. And if Dave Filoni's Mandoverse Star Wars movie does well, and it's called Heir to the Empire, then it'll likely turn into a Star Wars trilogy that takes place in between the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, and it's a spin-off trilogy that tells what's canon about Thrawn after the events of Return of the Jedi. It'll probably also be told in like a book trilogy, a new version of the book trilogy, like the old Timothy Zahn book trilogy about Heir to the Empire, Dark Forces Rising, and The Last Command. Dave Filoni's clearly trying to rewrite a fresh new version which is a canon version of the Thrawn trilogy. And the canon version of the Thrawn trilogy will probably be told in books and a trilogy of movies. So a trilogy of books and a trilogy of Star Wars movies, which will be told as a new version of a Thrawn trilogy, which is Heir to the Empire, Dark Forces Rising, and The Last Command. So I believe that Dave Filoni's trying to retell a new version of the Thrawn trilogy, and I strongly believe that Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie will be called Heir to the Empire, especially with all of that evidence within Ahsoka and all the evidence with Dave Filoni's Star Wars Mandoverse movie, which will tie into Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, Book of Boba Fett, and The Mandalorian, with it tying into all of that, and Thrawn is Heir to the Empire, making his return as Heir to the Empire in Ahsoka, then that's quite enough evidence that Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie will likely be called Heir to the Empire. It has already been leaked, you guys, that Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie is probably going to be called Heir to the Empire. But anyways, that's all I have to say for this video. Do make sure to smash a like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you all later in another video.